Parliamentary updates.
Abstract art had its turn to be on display during a recent exhibition put on by the Rotunda Gallery. It carried the title Freeform, a representation of life. The theme asked artists to highlight how liberating creating abstract art can be, as it is free from the confines of literal interpretation. Artists explored their inner landscapes, dreams, fears, and aspirations without the need to adhere to reality. Addressing those present for the launch of the latest showing was Speaker of the House, the Honourable Bridget Anisette George.
This exhibition is not merely a display of artwork. It is a kaleidoscope reflecting the multifaceted nature of our existence. Through the gaze of the abstract artist, life, emotion, color, and the subconscious become an expressive medium and a tapestry, woven with threads of joy, sorrow, chaos, and serenity.
Madam Speaker gave a bit of history of freeform art and its roots in rebellion and the romanticism of the 18th century.
Despite the authority of art historians in defining a period when abstract art surfaced, the existence of indigenous artwork and art forms, which include pre-European finds, has challenged the notion of which and what expressions were first, as tribal designs, rock drawings, pottery, weaving, and paintings are all part of what can be seen as expressions of the contemporary term of free form.
She told the gathering that art in its purest form allows us to break free of restraints and explore past our limitations.
The name of this exhibition in itself is an oxymoron, free form. And that contradiction is the connecting thread of this exhibition, as here, amidst these walls, there are no boundaries. The artists have embraced the absence of prescribed styles or themes. They have delved into their innermost selves, translating their unique perspective on life onto canvas, into sculptures, and through various other mediums.
The Parliament channel spoke with some of the exhibiting artists.
Both my pieces, well, they're kind of different in their own way. The first one is I wanted to represent a lot of childhood and growing up, a lot of things that I liked, things that I connected to, so like computer games, just drawing in general. Things like that, stickers, and I wanted it to be like a collage. And for the other one, I wanted to do one that was occupied space except for one area. So it's like a lot of things going on except for one area of the piece. I start off like any other painting. I do like prepping the canvas and then putting on a base color, and then just adding on stuff, taking away, adding on. It's kind of like a back and forth. So for 18 out of Infinity, that one took about 2 weeks to do because I used some oil paints and other mediums that would take longer to dry. So the interval between me being able to actually work on it and place stuff over top the oil paints took a little longer. And for Isolated, that took about a few days to do. It didn't take that long because it was just acrylic paint. This exhibition, I've experienced a whole lot of new forms of art that I haven't seen before. And I got the chance to learn about a lot of local artists that now I can follow up on their work. And exhibiting here, this is my second time exhibiting, so still rather new at it, but I am very grateful and excited to be chosen to exhibit here.
Earth, Wind, Water, Fire
Those elements are included in all of the paintings, and they are deeper than they are looking, much deeper. If you learn to appreciate, we dealing with some other realms, realms that is unknown to us, realms that we will only partake in when we leave this earth. Honestly, those paintings will take you sometime in the years, but I've been working on that a little while, more than 2 years. So you won't believe, it takes some effort. Because as I said before, you need to make the connection. You started doing it subconsciously, and you need to make the conscious connection as to complete the painting, to evaluate the painting. It takes some time. I saw some nice pieces there, boy, and I'm so happy and proud to say I congratulate the people, the organizers and so on, with the space and the exhibition and so on. That's a good venture to get young ones exposed and so on, because you hardly have any sort of avenues for the younger ones, Even I've been in the art, I have my art one side, but still avenues to expose yourself. And I commend them for that. It's a nice exhibition, a very good effort. I give them kudos, a very good effort. And I hope they continue and probably bring rapid exhibition to get those young ones exposed. And I will always partake, once they ask me.
I am fascinated by gaming and technology and how one device can transport you to virtual realities that do not exist and can enable you to do things you cannot do in real life. This piece pertains to the theme because I used the theme of cubism, and I used cubism to portray vibrant colors and overlapping shapes. But my piece took about 2 weeks, and I was working every single day. Mostly it was close to the night. First of all, I'm going to say I'm honored to be here, and I really like this exhibition because it kind of captures a lot of how I think. And as to the other exhibits, I like them as well.
Free form more so relates to my technique more so than the actual, I guess, what's in the picture. So what I did was eventually I actually started with a portrait of the two characters, just a normal portrait. It would have been realism, and then I kind of took the theme and was like, it's free form, so you need to be kind of free with what it is you're doing. And I took same colors, same paint, and basically let go of every single principle of design that I was going with, and I let the paint drip, I let it go all over the place. So I was like, okay, yeah, I could submit this free form. They took about a day each, so I would spend time first drawing it out, painting it like regular, and then I would go into my process like I spoke about with the dripping of the paint and using my knife to paint after. So yeah, about 24 hours each-ish. The exhibition, I mean, abstract is kind of a thing where people generally don't understand at first sight, but it encourages people to kind of look deeper into things and that process of analysis. So I think this is a good opportunity for not just us artists, but it's for the public as well to kind of have a chance to delve into that kind of thing and reintroduce this kind of art onto the art scene.
Moonrise or sunset is basically self-explanatory. You could depict it as whichever you like, and it's just a reminder of the creator. And Alegria is one where there's a hidden picture within the picture of a human figure jumping for joy, as Alegria is Spanish for joy or happiness. Each one took about 4 to 5 hours each in one sitting. I'm an abstract artist, so it's more of what I am feeling at the moment, and it just so happened that these two pieces were in harmony with the theme of the exhibition. It's my first time here at the Rotunda, and it has been an interesting experience thus far, and I hope to be able to show here again in the near future. And I hope it gives me exposure as well, because I'm an emerging artist, so it's just upward and forward from here.
The piece really is about when you find someone that you could connect with on a deeper level, beyond just talking, beyond intimacy, somebody who will always fight for you and you will fight for them. So if you look at the piece, it really shows two persons that hugging together. You can see as their hands come together, it turns purple, so it means that when they are around each other, they become united. And in the background, there's a whole lot of trees, and because the ambience also changes, because their perspective on life changes when they're together, which is what love is all about. The piece took about 3 days altogether on a weekend, about 2 evenings, or let's say 4. And my process was basically trying to see how two people could come together, how they would affect each other with the colors, you know? How when you're in love, how you feel. I try to illustrate how you feel, you know, when you're in love. You feel blue, but you're sort of vulnerable, that's the blue, and then you're sort of elated, that's the reds, and then your whole imagination changes, the experience of life changes. So I try to evoke that in the colors. I love the fact it's freeform, because freeform is a type of art that people don't really know much about. So at least the exposure is there. Basically, people love to say they like realistic art, but at least this is much more open to not just interpretation, but a lot more input on the artist. It's not just copying what you see, it is your theory behind it. And I prefer this kind of art, but I hope that the exposure would get people to love it just as much as I do.
There were 73 artists, 10 of whom were under 18 years, with 5 of the artists exhibiting for the first time. Stay tuned for further parliamentary updates. For more information, visit our website at www.ttparliament.org and follow us on Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly known as Twitter, and Instagram.